Our story takes place in Inglewood one last time before the Clippers head out on the road for 11 of their next 13 games. James Harden knows this is not the start they were looking for, and the time is now to turn it around, but it won't be easy. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets come to town. Denver has gotten off to a great start with a revamped roster and will be on the short list of contenders all season long. This is the final of a 3-game homestand for the Clippers, and again, a very lengthy road trip ahead as I welcome you inside of Intuit Dome. Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Seaman. Great to have you with us. You're going to hear from Jim Jackson and Jamie Maggio in just a moment. Well, earlier today, the Clippers announced that Bradley Beal underwent season-ending surgery on a fractured hip. The 3-time All-Star joined the Clippers this past summer, only available for 6 games this year. And before the game began, President of Basketball Operations Lawrence Frank addressed the media.
I just feel horrible for Brad. As you guys know, professional athletes, the toll that it takes on their body, and just to deal with these injuries and to deal with surgeries, you're just heart goes out to him. But also know for Brad that we're extremely encouraged about what the outcome will be, and look forward to having him here next year healthy.
Well, the front office feels bad, the players in the locker room feel bad, the fans feel bad, but the Clippers still have games to play.
Right.
Where do they go to pick up what Bradley Beal was going to bring to this team?
Well, first of all, I feel really bad for Brad because he was coming back, he wanted to be healthy, he wanted to contribute, and he wanted to win. But what can the team do is collectively get together and do all the little things. One person is not going to make up for Brad Beal's absence, but collectively as a team, follow the game plan, commit to each other, play extremely hard. Now you can win a lot of basketball games, and you can dedicate that to the time that Brad is not able to play.
Well, I mentioned they're going to still play, and they're going to play the Denver Nuggets here tonight. Of course, they are led by Nikola Jokic. Say what you want about him. He's the greatest ever. He's the best ever to do it at that position. You can say whatever you want. He continues to just dominate that position like we've never seen before.
And we've been blessed to watch a lot of outstanding and transformational players come. But this is something a little bit different. Just how he goes about his business. And you know what, Brian? He's a little meaner this year. He's playing with a mean streak, and that's in the good way. I think also collectively this year with the way the roster is built out, he's really able to ease his way into a game where he can go and score how he wants. All the little things. Look at the numbers across the board. But he does it in a way where he's very unselfish and an outstanding team player. Tough to stop. You're not going to do it, make him less efficient.
Well, these two teams met last year in the playoffs. The Clippers are going to have to find that defense that got them to the playoffs last year tonight with the Denver Nuggets in town. Back after this. Basketball is brought to you by Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Los Angeles Clippers and the NBA, Ticketmaster gets you to the game live. By Arco, quality top-tier gas for less, now with rewards. By California Tobacco Prevention. A California without big tobacco isn't just possible, it's already happening. And by Grey Goose, official partner of the Clippers. Make time wait. Well, to no surprise, a team that is anchored by Nikola Jokic is one of the elite-level offenses. The Clippers' defense will absolutely need to be on point here tonight.
And we've seen spurts of it when the defense has been on point, but the key is communication, just like offense. This is a great play to indicate how communication happens, but you got a communicator. Look at Chris Dunn, he's pointing. And what that's going to do is allow Derrick Jones Jr. to kind of get up here, but then get over the top of the screen. That's important because now what's going to end up happening is Zoo is going to drop back to help as support, but Chris Dunn is still going to come over to clean up and make sure he plugs the middle. As we run the play, communicate, know your assignment. Now watch DJ get back into the play and get a deflection, and then watch the hustle. So now not only do you get the steal, but you're able to get out in transition and benefit off of that outstanding defensive play. That's what we need to see more of, that consistency and communication.
Clippers need one here at home before the next 7 are on the road. It's Clippers Nuggets next. Tonight's game presented by Arco. It's the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers, a rematch from round 1 a season ago. It went 7 games. The Nuggets were victorious. Take a look at the starting 5. Pretty similar starting 5 for Denver. Maybe not so much for the Clippers, obviously injury influenced on that. But the Clippers, their last win was on Halloween. The Denver Nuggets, their last loss on Halloween. And take a look at the new unis there. It's a city edition night. Pretty smart looking uniforms that pay tribute to both Buffalo and San Diego. There you can see this is the third different court that the Clippers have played on. Of course, the regular, the in-season tournament, and now the city edition. No time like tonight to get a nice streak going here. Clippers have really struggled in a variety of ways, but Nikola Jokic will get your attention.
He will. I think the rest of the team will, but this is one of those games, Brian, I really believe Brad Beal is out for the rest of the year. You haven't been playing well. You come out here and win this game, it can kind of turn the tide for the Clippers moving forward this season.
It's getting any kind of momentum for sure. Denver 8-2 as Collins opens up with the 3. Rebound goes to Cam Johnson for the Nuggets. Clippers at just 3-7. And again, the last time they won, it was a buzzer beater by Kawhi Leonard. Two-man game, Murray to Jokic, usually the other way around. Jokic surprisingly unable to finish around the iron. One of the game's elites in that category. Murray misses on the 3. Another offensive rebound. Jokic this time leaves it short. Rebound back tapped over to Derrick Jones Jr. Denver played last night in Sacramento. Did not get back into their hotels until around 3:30 this morning. The late start yesterday in the capital city. Collins tied up by a pair of defenders, able to squirm the ball out to Jokic, make it Zubac against Jokic, off the window and in.
That's one way to effectively attack, I think, Jokic. Maybe make him less efficient if you can pick up a foul or two, but Zoo has to continue to be aggressive.
We'll talk more about Jokic, who continues to just kind of almost reinvent the position and reinvent domination in different categories. How about Derrick Jones Jr. getting behind the defense off the miss, and the Clippers able to get an easy bucket.
Well, easy baskets. When you struggle to score a lot of times, how can you create those opportunities outside of your half-court offense to score?
Murray going through a maze of screens, gets the ball now picked up by Zoo on the switch. Jokic picked up by Jones. Bounce pass a little too tall, getting a little sloppy out there. Gordon in the corner has added a three-point shot to his arsenal this year. Misfires there. Not a standing around, and another offensive rebound for Denver. Murray undone. Count it, and a foul.
And that's just that's a straight line drive. And I don't know if Chris Dunn was thinking that help was coming or the middle would be locked in. And then finish your defense with the rebound. Now get out and run. Again, one of the most efficient teams in transition is the Clippers, are the Clippers. Just like to see it done a little bit more. You can do that when you can create off your defense.
Nuggets had 3 possessions, 6 shots, already 3 offensive rebounds for Denver. Middle of the pack in that category. 4-3, Clippers out in front by 1. These two teams played in the preseason. Clippers looked rather good in that game. Jones. Now done, whistle, and a moving screen on Derrick Jones Jr. And Jamal Murray, just a bit shaken up, appears to be okay. 122-106 last night for Denver over Sacramento. 51%, but it was a rebounding advantage that really bolstered their victory, 48-35. Johnson, one of the new faces for Denver, has struggled from above the arc. He's known as a shooter, hasn't had the touch so far. Only 8 made threes coming into tonight. Collins, turnaround jumper from 15 is good. It's 6-3. Clippers out in front, 9:15 to play in the first quarter.
A really good two-man game that time. Able to get to the baseline and receive the pass. Collins did from Dunn.
Murray playing at another level here, an all-star level this year. Is probably the best player in the league to not be in that game, although I have a feeling that he'll be here in Inglewood in February, where the game will be the all-star game with that interesting new format. If it's a Zubac's a little floater, it falls. It's 8-3 Clippers.
And Zoo that time again catching the ball on the move, able to get right by Jokic and show off a little touch himself with that running jump hook.
Jokic singly covered by Zoo. This was an advantage that the Clippers had to a point. Obviously, Jokic can score on anybody, but the need to not have to double team Jokic every possession down was a plus for the Clippers a year ago. Harden straight to the rim and in. 10-5 Clippers.
And I like the pace on that offensive possession. Even though Jokic scored, they were able to, Clippers push it right back up, get into a quick pick and roll. James easy to the basket.
Another good start, something that had been absent for the Clippers, and a whistle and a turnover against Denver. The ball goes back to the Clippers.
Well, with an outstanding offensive player, you want to make him work on the defensive end. Zoo, catch, assess, feel the body, and then finish inside. And James once again on the attack.
Harden keeps Brown at a distance and lobs it up there with the left hand. Those two had some chippy moments during that 7-game series, one of which happened here at Intuit Dome. Clippers by 7. Inside of 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Very good start, but a predictable one. Again, a team coming off a back-to-back. Takes about 6 to 8 minutes. Jokic alone for 3. Rebound Brown inside. They'll go to the line for 2.
Too many offensive rebounds. That's extra possessions, FGAs that this team, this really good Denver team, doesn't need it. James Harden right there with the, that was almost like the Heisman get off me. But I like his aggressive nature right now, kind of seeking out 2 feet in the paint.
Chris Dunn wanting some answers on how that was a foul. That's their second foul on Dunn. Brown at the line. Knocks down the first. We get a quick word from Kia.
And you notice two fouls. You said it, Brian, but Ty Lue didn't even look at the bench with regards to bringing Chris Dunn out, understanding his value, not just as a defensive player, but a secondary ball handler if Denver chooses to press up on James Harden full court. Beautiful. Oh, that's just a beautiful pass.
Good read by Murray, and now it's the Nuggets on the break. This is where they really flourished a year ago. Brown at the rim lays it in, and just like that, they are back into the game. It's 12-9 Clippers, 7.5 to play in the first quarter. Dunn the other way. Under barrels off the iron. Jokic the rebound and quickly shuttles it ahead to Brown. Back to Jokic down the lane. All too easy. 1-point game. Timeout. Clippers. 7:16 to play in the first quarter.
This team loves to get out and break, and you know that in the scouting report. That means when the shot goes up, you got to get your defensive balance in the backcourt. If not, Jokic and the Nuggets can do this all night.
Welcome back, everybody. Clippers with a 1-point advantage over the Denver Nuggets so far in this one, but the Nuggets come in with a high-powered offense, and they like to get things going early. So let's get into our Kia player profile right away. In the first quarter, the Nuggets rank first in points differential and third in points scored. Now, head coach Tyronn Lue said his team needs to come in with a defensive mindset. He said, we cannot get beat in transition. We know Nikola Jokic will look to outlet the ball down the floor and attack early. If we can take care of that, I think we're going to be in good shape. But like you said earlier, Denver comes in on a 5-game win streak. Clippers come in on a 5-game losing streak. Brian, we need to sprinkle a little pixie dust on this and change the course. You know what I'm saying?
That's an inside joke, Jim. You don't want any part of it.
Oh, I do. I really want to. Jamie is really good with those little gut punches right there. I love it.
Zoo inside lays it in. You want to follow
hey, Jamie, too, great report, too. We saw the offensive numbers, and they're very comparable to their championship year. What's even better and more dominant, Brian and Jamie, is their bench. Their bench production offensively is one of the best in the league, where the last few years and even championship year, they were in the lower half or in the 25th, 26th of the league.
Right. Generous. 11th in bench scoring right now, and bottom 5 in the last 3 years. That includes their championship run. Harden straight away for 3. Hits short. The rebound belongs to Murray. And to Jamie's report, the Nuggets have played 10 games. They have won the first quarter 9 of those games. The one game they lost was last night in Sacramento. They still won that game overall. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Brown. It'll go back to the Clippers.
And Zoo able to catch on the move, showing off a little bit of touch. Able to get that jump hook going to his left, and then Jokic, the pump fake. You're not going to see a lot of double teams in help. You'll see a lot of digs coming from the Clippers, and why that is because you don't want to give up the open three-point shot. The key to this game is shutting the others down and not so much biting for everything Jokic does.
Great look for Jones, created by a double team on Harden. Jokic the rebound. They shuttle it ahead to Gordon. Never know who's going to bring the ball across here for Denver. Gordon, Brown, Murray and Jokic are all very capable and do it almost the same amount. Jones crashing in, a whistle, and an offensive foul charge is called as Tim Hardaway Jr. stands his ground.
Yeah, good transition defense. I like the outlet pass from James Harden. DJ has to read that a little bit, but I think he could have took one more dribble to his right and got around Tim Hardaway Jr. right there, crossover, because Hardaway was setting to take that screen. Don't predetermine what you're going to do right there.
And the two premier point of attack defenders in Dunn and Derek Jones Jr. now, each with 2 fouls.
Yep.
And so Kobe Sanders will check into the game. Ty Lue going deep into the bench. Sanders, a second-round pick this past June. Brown up top. Gets it back to Jokic, 10 to shoot. Johnson working without the ball. Stymied at the cup by Zoo, but on the recoil able to lay it in. And now Denver, for the first time tonight, takes the lead.
Good help by Zoo, but Kobe Brown had his head on a swivel, got lost.
12 to shoot for Harden. Sanders in the corner for 3, and he knocks it down. Just his second bucket of his career. Hey, kid, you're going up against one of the greatest to ever do it. Just go out there and knock down an open 3. Jokic goes right at the rookie whistle foul. Stops the clock with 4:53 to play.
Well, Sanders able to make up for the defensive error, but didn't even think about it. Sanders right there, squares up, splash.
There was some thoughts that he might miss some time with the knee injury. Well, we're glad he's not. He's out there. For Ty Lue, and we mentioned this earlier in the year, the young group for the Clippers, those free agents that came in for camp, really looked great, to the point where multiple times Ty Lue went over and said, "Hey, man, you guys are great. Exactly what we need." Predictably, 2 free throws fall for Nikola Jokic. These are the first half minutes for Sanders. He's open again, fields it low, shoots it high, 3 in a row, comes up short. Collins, a high-rise rebound inside and goes to work on Gordon. Zoo draped with defenders, up and powers it in. And Ivica Zubac and the Clippers showing their teeth here in the first quarter. They lead by 2.
And to beat this different team, that second, third effort is going to have to be consistent. In particular, can you get some more offensive possession by gobbling up those offensive rebounds of missed shots, and that's just ridiculous.
Masterful footwork, and Johnson fouls Harden. Johnson looks like he might be a little nicked up trying to get out of the game.
Well, this is coming off a 3-point shot. Then Collins, short shot there off the block, and Zoo able to go right up. You put it in there and go to work, and left, right hand, it doesn't matter. Jokic.
That's interesting. I think they are going to call a take foul. As Johnson, I think, got a little nicked up. You could see on that dunk by Ivica Zubac, he kind of pulls his arm away. And now he's headed to the end of the bench. I don't know if he's going back to the locker room or not. Appears like he's going to loiter around, but to get himself out of the game, applied the foul on Harden without really going for the ball. So the take foul is good. Harden a free throw. It may be by the letter of the law in defense of Cam Johnson there. I mean, I don't know if I love that call. I don't know. If he's injured, how's he going to get himself off the floor? With everybody back, I don't know.
I wonder if you tell the official what you're going to do, like, I need to take this so I can get out of the game, if they just call it a regular foul.
We will take it. We will need all the help we can get. But Toom in the corner for 3. It is short. Peyton Watson has checked in the game for Johnson, who has gone back to the locker room for Denver. Inside of 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Clippers lead by 1. Jokic feels the contact, knocks down the shot. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
You know, some players just have a feel for the game. And Brook Lopez just got in the game, and Jokic on that high mid-post, like right here below the free throw line. I mean, extended from the free throw line, and right there just felt where Brook's hand was at and went right through. Normally, you know, you get that foul on the ground and it's side out, but he was able to get into a shooting motion, which is a tough guard for anybody versus Jokic.
Jokic in the first quarter this season through 10 games, 9 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He's got 12 points, 4 rebounds so far. Add one more to the ledger, 13. He's the only player in double figures. You get a good look at Aaron Gordon. And what else can you say about Aaron Gordon? We'll talk about him. I mean, what an incredible addition to this team. Jokic now playing defense, pokes it free, a whistle and a foul again on Lopez. So 3 Clippers now with 2 fouls and still 3:45 to play in the first quarter.
And those are the mistakes too, and not just coming from Kobe Sanders, but where you place the ball. You got to read the defense, see through the offense, where the defense is at, take one more dribble, ball fake, ensure that the pass gets there. Now because of that pass, Lopez is saddled with another foul.
Jokic will continue to deliver. We get a quick word from Jack in the Box.
The best rated burger in fast food with more beef than a Big Mac. Keep up, Ronald.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So Jordan Miller now checking in. And Collins takes his seat. And Ty Lue trying to find some kind of young energy out there. Jokic, meanwhile, ho-hum, opened up the season 4 consecutive triple-doubles. His line last night, 35, 15, and 7 on 16 of 19 shooting in that win in Sacramento. Lopez straight away. Sanders. Lopez on the block, picked up by Hardaway Jr. The double comes from above. He spins away, misses inside. Hardaway the rebound.
A good move by Lopez. I think he lost track of where he was at. Good defense in transition, but a better offense. Christian Braun able to catch, finish through the contact.
Clippers led by as many as 7. They trail by 6. Harden from the line to the lane, a bit out of control at the iron. Jokic the rebound and centers it quickly to Brown. Hardaway Jr. in the corner for 3, knocks it down. He's got a similar role that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had a few years ago. And when Caldwell-Pope got there, he said, quote, I'm going to eat a lot with the guys that are on the floor, in particular Jokic. Hardaway Jr. has been really good for Denver to start this year. Lopez sees the double, shoots over the top. A welcome sight that stops the bleeding momentarily. It's 29-22 Denver. Clippers 10 of 19 from the field, 4 turnovers and 6 offensive rebounds for Denver. Ultimately the difference. A 3 by Jokic, it is good. Second triple for Denver. 32-22 Nuggets by 10. Every single game that they have played this year, they have had a 10-point lead in. Miller fouled as he tries to play back topside to Lopez. That whistle sends us to break as Nikola Jokic, business as usual.
I mean, 18 in the first quarter, and any other way that you want it, he can give it to you now, stretching out, hitting the 3, and like you said, Brian, been up 10 right now.
By Ticketmaster, and it's what Ivica Zubac was able to do or tried to do against Nikola Jokic. These are the defensive numbers from Ivica Zubac, and while you can make of it what you want, that's actually really, really good in the 10 games they played, playoffs included, a year ago.
Well, here it is too. Look, it's, let me see if I can get this in here. Yes, I can. But the free throws, okay, limit that. But the field goal percentage here, I think, is very important too, with regards to Zoo being able to guard him one-on-one, make him less efficient. It's an impossible thing in this league with the amount of talent that's on the court to stop a player of that magnitude one-on-one. It's just not going to happen.
Harden finds an alley and drives right to it. And Harden now with 7. That's to lead into single digits. Watson, local kid, went to UCLA, Long Beach Poly. Jokic delivers the pass inside to Brown. Now Jokic posting on Lopez, a gifted defender. Jokic selects for the mid-range, and it's one of those nights, as it has been so many times against Nikola Jokic. He's got 20.
But that, you know, in that mid-range post, you got to close the space, though. I think if you give him too much room like that with James Harden, they'll make you pay. I believe that you got to get into the body a little bit more of Jokic Okay, not give him one side or the other. Maybe force him if you're going to play middle, but you just can't give him that much space as he's going to beat you every time.
Harden with 10 on 4 of 6 shooting. It's 34-27. A virtuoso performance once again by Jokic, who leads all with 20. Whistle to foul on Lopez, and it's his third.
I know it's easier said than done being up here watching, but you got to, on that closeout, you got to square up a little bit more. That time the right foot was, or left foot was up, and Jokic went right over the top of that and forced Lopez into another foul. But Ty Lue, understanding the gravity here, has to stay with him from a size perspective. The last 52.9 seconds.
Jokic and the Nuggets are now 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Jokic with 22 of the 36 for Denver. Lopez. It's good. And he's trying to give it back to Jokic, make him defend a little bit. Lopez with his first basket. Now Jokic tries to retaliate. It's good. You were talking about the talent on the floor. We've got centers knocking down threes on one pass possessions. 39-30. Denver out in front. Harden takes a spill whistle foul. It'll be free throws here for James Harden.
Well, the challenge for both teams is this, is that because you set the pick and roll extremely higher now, it's a longer rotation for the opposing team. So when a Jokic or a Lopez is able to get a clean pick and then roll and free themselves like this, oh, this is just, oh man. Luckily neither one was hurt. But now they're going to be open. In that split second and a half that they're open, the shot is going up. Unless you're going to pre-rotate over, you know, to that shooter, they're going to find themselves both kind of with some clean looks.
Well, Brown's trying to walk it off.
Yeah.
Murray is at the scorer's table. And Brown's just walking off as it appears. Hopefully he will be all right. A valuable member and did a wonderful job. And once inserted into that starting lineup as Harden makes it on the first of 2. The Denver Nuggets over the last 4 years, this year included, this is their ranking of lineups, and Brown is a part of that. Second, first, and then this year first. This is a group that has found a way to get wins. It obviously helps with a supernova talent like Jokic, but you have to have the right pieces in place. Jamal Murray perfectly complements him. Nobody complements those two players better than Aaron Gordon, and it's a huge reason why they just win so many games.
Well, listen, they have shot 50% or better in 7 of their 10 games. Scored over 120 points in 8 of their 10 games. And that's not just because of Jokic, that's because of the complementary players also being able to contribute at a high level.
Denver will take the lead into the second quarter. Can the Clippers hold serve? 5 to shoot. Jokic stripped from behind by Miller. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Denver, but just 1.5 on the shot clock.
And the Clips have to be solid. Force the ball to the corner. I always say it all the way back out to half court. You can't allow an easy pass inside the paint.
Intercepted by Batum. The Clippers have time. Miller, the heave from half court. Oh, he put it in at the buzzer. Jordan Miller knocks it down, and he cuts the lead down to 4. 39-35. Clippers trail after 1. A little razzle-dazzle from Jordan Miller.
Welcome back inside Intuit Dome. You're watching the court conversion as they laid the pieces for the City Edition court that you're seeing at tonight's game. And they're rocking the City Edition jerseys. I'm rocking the City Edition gear. We're seeing it for the first time this season. And it's blending in the orange, black, and white colors that the team had in 1970 when they were founded in Buffalo, New York as the Buffalo Braves. You can find all of this merchandise, including the jerseys that you see the players wearing tonight, in the team stores all throughout Intuit Dome, also on the Clippers website. But I gotta tell you guys, I really like the logo, especially with the B for the Buffalo Braves. Brian, I know you love this gear too. The B does not stand for Brian. Brian's upset because he didn't get a jacket.
I didn't get a jacket like you. I got a T-shirt. That's what I got.
He was pouty mouth early. He was just sitting there brewing on the sideline because he didn't get anything.
B stands for baby.
Yeah.
Can we turn her mic off? This head is way over.
Way to go, JB. Way to go.
Murray the other way. Bogdan Bogdanovic has checked into the game. Valanciunas, a longtime Clipper thorn in the side, has checked in. We'll talk about his relevance and his value to this team. It is immense for Denver. He has really been a solid player throughout his time in the league. Whistle foul to start the second quarter. Goes on the rookie Sanders.
But to start the second quarter, what do we see? Microcosm of what happened in the first quarter, another offensive rebound. So you had 6 offensive rebounds for Denver in that first quarter, okay? Got up 2 more shots than the Clippers, plus they got to the free throw line because of some of those extra possessions.
Well, for years, you would talk about these non-Jokic minutes, and they would really decide the game. Well, while it is still a discrepancy, it is not the eyesore that it has been, and you can credit Valanciunas, Bruce Brown as well. They've got a lot of pieces there. And this was one of the great off seasons, I thought. There is Valanciunas. He thought he was going to go play overseas. Said, the other one, I want to go back closer to home. Nuggets said we could really use you. He's come in, and well, the coaching staff has raved about how he is in the locker room. Just an absolute pro. Batum plays catch with Miller. By the way, that bucket at half court for Miller is first of the year. Zoo misfires on the hook, and Valanciunas has the rebound.
And Zoo got buried a little bit too deep on the baseline, forcing that shot to be a little bit more challenging than the last one that he made from that spot.
Valanciunas trying to back down on Zoo. He has got as much brawn as anybody at the position. Offensive foul. We're going the other way.
And Zoo wanted that. I mean, Valanciunas, I mean, to take the first hit is one thing. I'm telling you, the show Vikings, that's him. Ragnar Lothbrok, that's it.
I know that Harden is known as the beard, but the Valanciunas beard, I gotta say, doesn't get enough love. It is sculpted, it is pointy.
But it's his what do you call it? His grade of hair, what makes, because it kind of just pokes and stands out. It's really good. And that's good.
Miller's only going to make threes this year.
Yeah, that's okay. But that's beautiful offense by the Clippers. You start strong side, you're able to shift the defense, and Miller able to square up, identify the line, and knock it in.
And Jordan Miller showed flashes last year of being in the league, just being too dominant in the G League, and would come in and really made some noise at times for the Clippers. He's doing that right now. He brings the Clippers to within 1. They get the stop, and now Bogdanovic is the other way.
Well, 2 fouls on Chris Dunn. Really good chance for Bogey to run the offense. Knock that one in. Knock that one in.
Holds to finish, and it falls through, and the Clippers now take a 2-point lead.
The youth combined with a little veteran leadership and energy has the Clippers right now in the second quarter on a 6-0 run, and Bogey with the kick to the side. Notice I could hit it from half and even a little closer. Bogey's like, yes, finally be able to get it in. Clips up 2.
Clippers regain a 2-point advantage over Denver here in the second quarter. Time now for your top-tier play presented by Arco.
I love this offensive set. Watch Bogey. 3-man game on the strong side. And as we freeze it as you come off here, now you're going to see where Jordan Miller is at. But then also look how much room he has from his defender. So if you operate and occupy Bruce Brown right here in the middle, as he comes off, he's confused. The switch is not there. 2-on-1 on the weak side. Jordan Miller able to knock that in. Excellent offense that time by the Clippers.
They're going to have to hustle to get it across half court, and they just do, as Julian Strawther and the Nuggets offense a little discombobulated, and the ball goes right back to the Clippers.
Well, think about this. Julian Strawther last year was like one of those guys they said, okay, another year of development. He can be a heavy rotational player, but with the new bodies and new faces, his minutes have diminished compared to where they were at last year.
Miller on Brown. Whistle and a foul. Former players from the University of Miami crossing blades, and now Jordan Miller will go to the line for a couple. Bruce Brown in his second stint
with Denver, and he is very happy to be back. David Adelman happy to have him back. I thought he did an incredible job, David Adelman, last year in the most impossible circumstances. If you don't remember, Michael Malone was fired with 3 games left in the regular season. David Adelman, promoted in an interim basis, wins a playoff series and then gets to 7 games against the eventual champion, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hey, Clipper fans, don't just watch, be there, become a Clippers season member and enjoy playoff priority, member events, and the best seats in the house. Learn more at clippers.com/season tickets. And of course, David Adelman, the son of the great Rick Adelman.
One of my favorite coaches. I got a chance to play for him in Sacramento. Enjoyed every bit of it. I can see if he has that piece in him. The communication with players that his father had is evident with what he's doing now at Denver.
He literally discussed that with the media before the ball game. Said, I go down the list every single day. Who have I not talked to? And sometimes I'll go 3 or 4 days without talking to a player, and that's on me. And he took responsibility. He said, that's too long. Sanders, the 3, it is good. It's the young ones here tonight that are showing out. Sanders with a couple of threes. Jordan Miller with a couple of threes. And the Clippers lead by 5. 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
It's amazing when you move the ball side to side. Number of open shots you can get when you give it up.
Watson to retaliate in and out. Clippers, by the way, 7 of 12 from above the arc. Watson just 28% on the year from distance. Bogdanovich steps into a rhythmic 3. It's good. 8 made threes, and the Clippers lead 49-41. Great energy and a good spirit on the floor with a unit that I can tell you has not played 1 second together on the court or in practice. But they look very sharp here in the second frame.
Yeah, I like how you Bogi kind of just flowed right into this high pick and roll again. Setting it up higher, you know, forces the defense to have to rotate further. That time, Bogi clean look. That first shot in the corner fueled his, that should have been offensive foul too on Strother, but that fueled his confidence by knocking that first one in, Brian.
Clippers on a 19-2 run after trailing by as many as 10. Of course, they've done this with Nikola Jokic on the bench. These non-Jokic minutes are so valuable, even though we mentioned that it's a different story this year than it has been in years past. And another good defensive effort there by Kobe Sanders. And here you see Jokic, despite a tight game, it was only 32 minutes for Jokic. He was a +4 when he played here so far tonight. Valanciunas drives on Zoo. Zoo gets hit in the mouth, no whistle. Bucket falls for Valanciunas. Bogdanovich. Bruce Brown, one of the scrappiest defenders in the NBA. One of the big reasons why they are so happy to have him. Miller able to spin free. Finds Sanders in the corner for 3. Put it in the highlight reel. 52-43. Timeout Denver.
Drive, kick, confidence, bottom of the nest. This second unit right now, Brian, getting it done for the Clips. Well, a little Uncle Mo, meaning momentum, never hurt anybody. At the end of the quarter, Miller able to knock it in, and it continued in the second quarter. Excellent ball movement by the Clips, a little penetration. Sanders able to square it up and not to be done. One more time. 17 points, 5 for 7 shooting, 5 for 5 from behind the three-point line. 2 things are more important, Brian. 4 assists and 0 turnovers for the Clippers thus far.
The Clippers have looked very good in this second quarter. And now Nikola Jokic is back out on the floor in the frame. Clippers 17-4 on top of Denver. They've hit 5 of 7 shots. Jamal Murray back out there. Aaron Gordon back out there. So you've got your top-heavy talent as Gordon swivels inside against the rookie and lays it in. It's 52-45. Clippers out in front.
Tough assignment that time for Sanders. Giving up a lot of weight and size and get back at him right here.
Sanders playing a little around the world. It goes around the rim and trickles off. 52-45. It's the 3rd game for Sanders in his NBA career. Whistle foul. Bogdanovich hits Jokic to the face. Oh, the good old rookie duties.
I missed it.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't have rookie duties because I only had 28 games left when I got in as a rookie.
They should have changed the rule that you have to play 82 games before your rookie card is no longer. Murray the 3.
At that point, the Mavs we were so bad they did not care about hitting it. They had only won 4 games at that point.
Miller, a pull-up feel-good 3, doesn't go. Clippers by 7 midway through this second quarter. Gordon turns the corner and comes up firing. Opening night for Denver, 50 for Gordon, including 10 threes. Knocks that one down, cuts the lead down to 4. Ty Lue says, let's talk. 5:46 to play in the half.
Spotlight our small business partner, Don Atlas Hospitality, who specialize in large-scale premium event hosting. We'd like to thank Don Atlas Hospitality for being a valued member of the LA Clippers Small Business Partner 2025-26 program, operated by 11 Sports Media.
One of the big differences this year for Aaron Gordon is this right here. Mentioned 10 three-pointers on opening night, a very high volume for him. 5 threes attempted a game. It's the second highest in his career.
And it's not the spot up. That was coming off a screen. Okay, you can see if he was just spot up and knocked it in. But to be able to do that, you're talking about the ultimate confidence. You know, career 33.4% three-point shooter, but has extreme amount of love for that in his game right now. Tough.
Turnover coming out of the timeout. Hardaway Jr. glides to the rack, misses. Clippers dodge a bullet there. The good news, that run of the youngsters gave these guys a little bit more time on the bench. Zoo, the tap up. Oh, the third time the charm for Zoo. It's 54-48, coming up on the 5-minute mark here of the second quarter.
And keep in mind, this is a top 2 defensive team with the Nuggets. So the Clippers holding well against them, and Zoo doesn't like that call right there. Look at Zoo. Seal yourself inside 1, 2. Out quick Aaron Gordon. Barely hear that part to the jump, but Zoo able to get inside.
I am legally obligated, Jim, to tell you that Nikola Jokic is 7 for 7 from the free throw line tonight.
I mean, but when you're the best player in the world, you just don't miss free throws.
Quick word from Grey Goose.
You fall in love, sing boom, the sky up above.
It's impossible.
Denver hasn't missed as a team.
No, I'm just saying. And they still haven't missed as a team.
I'm new to the game of basketball, Jim. Help me out. This Nikola Jokic guy has 27 points in 14 minutes.
Yeah, and you know, that's a career high for him, too. 25 in that first quarter. I'm going to give you something else, because you like stats. You like, you know, good stuff. I'm going to give you something after this possession.
Jones barges into the paint, finds Dunn on the wing for 3. Straight, but offline at the end, maybe? Like a little hook shot from here. Like a draw in golf as Gordon comes back the other way. Bouncing into Zoo. Nope. Follows his miss and taps it in.
Too easy. Yeah, I mean, that time Aaron Gordon was able to take it coast to coast, get in the middle, attract 2 players from the Clippers because he was so deep, and then tip it in.
Harden. Oh, it hangs on the iron and trickles in. 14 for Harden. He leads the way for the Clippers. We mentioned it a couple of moments ago. It's Jokic with 27, the game's high watermark. Gordon Collins fronting Jokic. And the ball is thrown away, and it goes back to the Clippers. 6th turnover here for Denver.
So Nikola Jokic has 170 triple-doubles. I think he's right around 20 of those were done in less than 30 minutes. I mean, ridiculous. Ridiculous. You got to understand what that means.
Step back for Harden. Zoo doing work on the glass, keeps it alive for Jones. Harden surveys the scene, says, don't mind if I do. Misses on the 3. Jokic the rebound. Jokic singly covered by Zoo. Now Brown has struggled from 3 this year, so Harden, if he wanted to, could drift over there. This is a rare miss for Jokic. He is 8 of 12 now. Clippers have the rebound, leading by 4, have trailed by as many as 10. Jones weaves his way inside. It rolls through. And Derrick Jones with his 2nd basket. It's 58-52 Clippers.
And the Clippers are really efficient when they play a little faster. Great help side defense that time by Collins with a chance with numbers here.
Jones in the corner for 3. Clippers as a team 9 for 20. Denver 4 for 13. Jokic deep into the paint, goes up, misses. Rebound back tapped off the glass by Zoo. Well, he wants a whistle on Jokic, not going to get it. Jones back to Zoo. Look out below. Timeout Denver. 2:26 to play in the 2nd.
And an outstanding response from the Clippers. The starters kind of gave back in. So for Denver, they made their run, but the Clips able to settle in, get some defensive stops, and now get out in transition, score the ball. So very, very good response by the Clippers.
Time now for Drive to the Hoop, brought to you by Hyundai.
Well, in transition, this is their secondary break. DJ able to get by Bruce Brown and finish it, and then it was Zoo with outstanding defense, running the court as he always does. And when your big man is fighting against Jokic, you got to reward him and let the big dog eat. And that time, DJ to Zoo for 2.
Well, it's getting very physical between Zoo and Jokic.
Well, here it is, the bump. Zoo gets on the high side. Jokic hooks Zoo, then they're holding, and Zoo wants something, and nothing is there. And I like the official didn't call anything, okay? Because it could have been on Jokic first, it could have been on Zoo, but the official allowed the play to happen. Neither was happy until the end, but Zoo was able to score. While Jokic, I said this earlier, Jokic has done a better job this year of kind of letting those calls go and not complaining to the officials. That time, by him staying back, though, that allowed Zoo to be able to complete that fast break.
He did talk about that early in the season, that's a point of emphasis for him to let those whistles go. He doesn't want to be complaining about that, as Christian Brown went off the floor with the injury again that we saw happen back in that 1st quarter. Jokic in the corner, this time from distance, and it's a similar result that we've seen all night long. That's his 3rd 3. He's got 30 with 2 minutes to play in this 1st half.
But he has 30, but the Clippers are up 5. Because Clippers have done an outstanding job on the others.
But only 2 assists for Jokic, to your point, which is always the problem, is he involves everybody, as Chris Dunn lays it up and in, count it, and a foul.
But, you know, I played with Steve Nash, and one of the things that teams would do, especially when you get around the playoffs, okay, if Steve can get 50, 40, whatever, we're not going to double off of him. We're going to protect, you know, the defensive rebound. Where the three-point shooters are at, we're going to be right there so we can close out. That's where the players like a Steve Nash or Jokic will beat you, is those backdoor cuts. Spray open three-point shots in the corner. The next thing you know, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., they're all eating.
Well, Dunn now with his 1st bucket. It's worth pointing out, Chris Dunn in a game in which the Clippers lost by 3 to Atlanta as Hardaway Jr. misses on the 3. Dunn was a plus 13 in 36 minutes.
He played extremely well in that Atlanta game. Shot the ball defensively. He was there, and James finally gets that call.
You see Spencer Jones getting in here with Brown out with that injury. So Harden will go to the free throw line for a couple.
Jamal Murray set the check back in. And as well as the Clippers have played, we know this, Brian. Confidence is a huge thing in this league. You really have to protect in the last minute and 30 seconds. Take that momentum and confidence with you. Don't let it slip away this last minute and 30 seconds and give life to this Denver Nuggets team.
Again, the Clippers have trailed by as many as 10. Denver's had a 10-point lead in every game that they have played. They haven't lost since Halloween. Clippers have not won since Halloween. And they head out on the road for 11 of their next 13 games. That begins on Friday in Dallas. And then it's a back-to-back Boston, Philadelphia, Orlando, Charlotte, Cleveland, and then a game down at Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles. 1:25 to play in this first half. Clippers lead by 10. Jokic a three. It's good again. It's just a virtuoso effort again from Jokic. 33. He makes it look just so easy and effortless as Harden back the other way. Miller on the move. Zoo from the dunker spot. Good play there by Brown, digging in, knocking it out of bounds. They say last touch by Zoo, and it goes back to Denver.
Well, I thought Brown touched that last, but Zoo knew that Brown was lurking in the middle, but couldn't pick up his dribble in time to save that possession. No, he didn't. Okay. Somebody grabbed Brown by the ankle just a little bit right there in the calf. Zoo did.
The perimeter defense here by Zoo. Good body control as Aaron Gordon knocks down another three. It's 65-58 to Jim's point. Clippers want to finish strong here and make it 65-61. Harden picked up by Jones. Launches the three. He'll go to the line for three. And a nice 2-for-1 opportunity here for James Harden and the Clippers.
On time and score. And second-year player Spencer Jones got beat off the dribble and picked up a foul in that time. Trying to field James Harden to keep him close. You got to understand, you got to know who you're guarding, and that's easy money for James to pick up that foul.
Harden was asked about the heavy minutes he's played early on this season. He says that he feels great. Yes, he was under the weather a couple of nights ago, but he feels great with these extended minutes. Makes the first of three. Hey, Clipper fans, go for the ultimate deal in basketball. The Ultimate Wall Pass gets you into all home games for $12 a game. Even better, you'll get 2 free kids passes. Visit clippers.com/thewall to get your pass today. Harden now with 18. Well, look at this guy. He says, yeah, give me the, if it's free, it's for me. Isn't that what you say?
If it's free, it's for me. Give me
a hamburger on Tuesday,
and I'll pay you. Give me a hamburger today. Gladly pay you back on next Tuesday. No, it's if it's free, it's for me. Give me 3. Come on, man.
Harden makes off. I'm glad that we could carry that Popeye reference over one more game. It's 3 games in a row now.
Wimpy. Oh, that's an easy call right there.
Clippers did not have one to give. This will be free throws here for Denver.
And then we talked about James in the extended minutes, and he wants to play. But in that Phoenix game, we saw where he looked tired for a minute there. You know, when the body, you can tell, because they picked him up full court. They made him work for a lot of shots. So as much as he wants to play, if you can steal quality game minutes on the bench, the team is doing well to preserve that, because that just, it adds value over the time of the season, that you're not beating yourself up.
I just got a call from my local senator telling me to remind everybody that they haven't missed a free throw yet.
Trying everything. You went to the political.
Well, they called me. How about 25 made free throws on both sides of the coin here? Clippers 11 for 11. So the shot clock is turned off. 10 seconds to play in the half. Clippers lead by 5. Harden. Jokic clogs the paint, but James maintains the bounce and not going to get it off. Nevertheless, listen, not a great finish, but so many positive things happening in that first half for the Clippers. Some youngsters showing out tonight. Kobe Sanders, a career-high 9 points. Jordan Miller, 8 points off the bench. Harden with 19, but the center of attention is on the center spot.
Yeah, both outstanding in the first half. Zoo with the power dunk, and then Jokic showing that range with the Clips with the momentum at half, up 5.
After trailing by as many as 10, we touted it earlier. It was a matchup of the centers, and for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is ready for the challenge.
Zoo is, and it's one of those things where you know that Jokic is going to get more shot attempts, touches than you are, so you have to do your job. And you have to be able to convert on the offensive end when you get an opportunity, and Zoo did just that. 6 for 9, 7 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end, for 12 points. And they really able to impact this Clipper offense. 5 double-doubles in his last 7 games. I thought he did an outstanding job of kind of making Jokic work on the defensive end.
And speaking of Jokic, it was a bit of a struggle for him. He did miss 5 of his 15 shots that he took and only had 2 assists in that first half.
Yeah, if I was David Edelman, I'd just tell him right now, I need more out of you, big fella. I mean, if you're going to talk about getting another MVP, you got to do better in the first half. But he just gives you a little bit of everything. What do you take away? He can go right, left. He can shoot it from behind the 3. He's 9 for 9 from behind, at the free throw line. But the beauty of this is, with all of that being said and done, what's not up there is only he has 2 assists. Okay? And that just, I think, continues to benefit the Clippers. That's why it's important in this second half that the Clippers stay true to their scouting report, not overbite on pump fakes or ball fakes by Jokic, that he gets people involved.
Let's send it down to Jamie.
Well, the assessment from Brian Shaw coming out of the half, I mean, obviously they love what they saw from that second unit. He especially gave a shout out to Sanders and Miller. Just talk about the young guys and how they were able to get the ball moving. He said when we get paint touches, when we get into our secondary actions, things are pretty good for us. As for Nikola Jokic getting what he's getting right now, 33 points, they said, you know what, if he's getting what he's getting, that's okay, as long as they don't get Jamal Murray and the other guys going. So they're willing to sacrifice the points to Jokic as long as no one else gets hot. So we'll see if they can continue that in the second half. Walk out of here with a win before the road trip.
Jamie, thanks. You saw the bench comparison. Again, we mentioned it back in the first half. The Denver Nuggets came in with his 11th best bench in the NBA. That's not a world-beating bench, but given where they had been before, in terms of the last few years, it is impressive as Spencer Jones knocks down the 3 to start things off for Denver. A whistle and a foul.
Well, you see Spencer Jones in the game, because not only is Christian Brown out, but also Cam is out as well. So short a little bit in their rotations. Tim Hardaway Jr. Cameron Johnson is out, so Tim Hardaway Jr. inserted into the lineup.
Harden sees a double team, then retracts it. And now Collins tries to go to work. Hardaway Jr. knocks it free, and the Nuggets come back the other way. Murray.
That's when John kind of gets himself in a little bit of a bind. He's trying to go between 2 defenders, turn that one over.
Gordon bumps into Dunn, whistle foul. That'll be the 3rd on Chris Dunn, who picked up 2 quick ones back in the first quarter.
Aaron Gordon goes to the line for 2 men.
Chris trying to do everything he could on that possession, knowing Gordon had the height and weight advantage.
15 made straight free throws for Denver. Gordon gets both of them. No Cam Johnson out with the injury to his arm. He's questionable to return. Christian Brown limped off, tried to play through an ankle injury. It appeared, or a foot injury, but not starting here in the second half. Tough pass behind Collins, able to recover. Sends it to Jones, 5 to shoot for Harden. Collins, a quick floater, no. Rebound tapped around, and it belongs to Denver. Jokic. Gordon steps behind the line for three. Whistle, loose ball, foul goes against the Clippers here. 10:30 to play in the third.
Imagine that. This is the state of the league. You have Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic running the high pick and roll, extended behind the three-point line, and Gordon pulls up for the three. Welcome to 2025 NBA.
I do love nostalgia, and I do love watching those old games from the 80s, but seeing those long twos and all that stuff, it's like hard to watch at times, although I watch every second I can. It is a different game, that is for sure. Jamal Murray able to lay that one in, and a quick timeout here in the second quarter. Just the second basket for Murray, but it brings the Nuggets to within 2. Regains a lead by 2. Let's take a look at the Grey Goose top performers. And Nikola Jokic, Bill Walton, not a bad passing center in his day.
I tell you what, people, again, younger generation, didn't understand how great Bill Walton was. I would say, from a college center perspective, Kareem, of course, Ralph Sampson, 3-time national college player, he didn't win a national championship. And Bill Walton, I mean, just unbelievable. And unfortunately, the injury bug hit him in his career after Portland when they, beat Philadelphia when they came back when they were down 3-1.
Lob coming out of the timeout. The aerial attack is true, and we're tied at 70. 2 minutes off this third quarter clock. Walton, the former Clipper commentator as well. And he was great not only on the floor, as you mentioned, but he was just as good as an ambassador for the game of basketball. And had a really great extemporaneous mindset, very similar to, I feel like, almost at times, Anthony Edwards in Minnesota. As Gordon, the fadeaway, knocks that one down. Aaron Gordon now with 16. And Denver regains a 2-point advantage.
We say he had a free mindset. I got a chance to work with him for 3 or 4, maybe 5 years during the NCAA tournament with Westwood 1. And he was, it was great to work with. Now, you ask him a question, the answer may go 15 minutes. I can tell you that. We've seen this too, coming out of a timeout, and Jamal Murray was stuck in cement. All eyes on James Harden. Look at that. That's just look at it, right? It's ridiculous, man.
Jokic at the line. First miss of the night. We get a quick word from Hyundai.
Enjoy it in your car. Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Sometimes silence is the best antidote. Didn't work that time. Get the point.
17 of 18 Denver is from the stripe, and they lead by 3. 9:15 to play in the third. Again, the Clippers haven't won since Halloween. The Denver Nuggets have not lost since that day as well. Dunn going to work inside. Jokic, the rebound. Dunn tears it away. Jones attacks, lobs it to Zoo, makes the grab. Patiently waits and gets it to go down. Ivica Zubac with 14.
Yeah, how about Chris Dunn? A lot of times you want to get back on the defensive end, not compromise yourself, but he thought he could get the steal. He came up with it. Clippers able to take advantage of that turnover. There it is, another one. Defense once again. The activity, Derrick Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn do an excellent job of getting over and fighting over the top of those screens.
Zoo sets the screen for Harden. It's a corner 3 for Jones. And Jokic with another rebound, his 9th. Plays catch with Hardaway Jr. runs over. Collins, it could have been a travel, could have been a block, or a charge. Instead, it is a block.
Jokic traveled. He traveled. And he got on that little carriage on the back of his horse and just rolled down the line. Look, 1, 2, 3. Come on, drag the back foot, drug the back foot.
Coach's challenge.
Yeah. 3.
LA has taken a timeout. The challenger ruling of a defensive foul on Collins.
We'll take a timeout. Back after this. coach's challenge.
After review, Collins does not beat Jokic to the spot, is still moving into the spot at the time of contact. Therefore, it is a blocking foul. The challenge is unsuccessful. Jokic will shoot one free throw. LA charged the timeout, and they do not have the ability for a second challenge later in the game.
I don't like the call, but you know, being short of stature, we talked about this. He has direct eye contact with the camera. I mean, he's looking right. If you're the viewer at home, you're like, man, why is he staring at me like that? You know what I mean? Because he's looking right at you. And he was definitive, authoritative in some, but not intimidating. And maybe it's because of his stature a little bit, you know.
He's a short king. He was very concise with his information, but again, it's posture, poise, pacing, perspiration, and if you want to score higher than a 3, you got to have panache. I will give him a 2.6 on the Kennedy rating scale.
Yeah, and you know, he's our fellow Midwesterner who lives in Indiana. You caught that, right? Our fellow.
Both of you guys in the East Coast highlighted. I don't know what that means. Zoo, great footwork, but can't finish, and it's a bear hug rebound inside by Murray. Denver leads by 4. Jokic down the lane. A rainbow floater is good. 39 for Nikola Jokic on 11 shots.
Yeah, and the good teams make you pay when they have an advantage in their transition when the ball turns over.
Deflection. And now you can see some defensive intensity picking up here for Denver. They lead by 6, have trailed by as many as 10, and led by as many as 10. Murray throws it away to Collins with Gordon to beat. Takes it, hangs, can't hit, whistle, and a foul will be called against Denver.
Well, Zoo wanted the foul on the other end offensively, and Jokic able to get on his high horse and run out, and one dribble up over the top of DJ. This is a 7-footer with a touch. Off the dribble, moving forward. I mean, that's hard for guards to make that shot over, you know, an opposing defensive player.
Not just off the dribble, but like a running floater. They actually called a foul on Chris Dunn.
Where? Back.
I think there was a 2-on-2. Gordon blocks the shot. And so Hardaway Jr. will go to the free throw line. That's the 4th foul on Dunn. And Hardaway Jr. knocks down the first of 2.
Well, yeah. See, I thought this was the foul they called first, right there. The official, Natalie Sago, was there on the left-hand side of the court, had a clear view of Dunn's arm in the back of Hardaway. It was a correct call. I mean, they didn't call the foul on Aaron Gordon, it was on Chris. Oh, Zoo with the hit on Jamal Murray.
Clippers down by 8. Deflection, interception, turnover number 9 for the Clippers. Clippers just 2 of 8 from the field here in this 3rd quarter. 3 turnovers. Murray, rebound goes to Harden. Plenty of time here in this 3rd quarter to get something going for the Clippers. It was the 2nd unit, however, and 3rd unit for that matter, for the Clippers that brought him back. Zoo patiently waits inside and lays it in. Ivica Zubac with 16.
Yeah, I mean, 3 empty possessions allows the team, Denver, to stretch that lead. But James was able to get deep, like we saw in that 1st quarter. And Zoo, another offensive rebound putback.
Hardaway on the wing for 3, counted, and a foul, and comes up a little hobbled, and the foul will be on Dunn, and that'll be his 5th.
That is Chris Dunn's 5th personal.
The closeout, it's a long closeout there, and they're going to take a look at this too, and they're going to get it, I believe. Yep.
That might be a flagrant.
Yep. Reckless closeout.
Yep, exactly, with 6:38 to play here in the 3rd. 83-74. Denver trying to pull away. They've outscored the Clippers 20-6. It was a 17-4 2nd quarter for the Clippers that gave them that double-digit advantage that we just talked about. And it was the starting unit for Denver that gave them their double-digit lead.
Yeah, but that play right there is what I was talking about. Like, so Chris Dunn was kind of all eyes on Jokic. Okay, and these were the shots that were not there early.
After review, the initial illegal contact is to the shin, and he slides down. He does not land on the foot. Therefore, it is not a reckless closeout. It's just a common foul. We'll shoot one free throw.
Tyler, I like that one a little bit better. Still at 2.5, but now you notice he gave us a side pose on that one. Did you notice that?
I did not.
He heard us, and he wanted to. That makes you a little slimmer when you look on the side on camera.
Also more inviting and more like warm to the camera.
Like you're leaning into your audience.
Maybe he's getting comfortable with the audience, perhaps.
Well, I like that call better. It wasn't. And I don't like a player getting hurt, and Tim Hardaway Jr. able to walk that off, kind of tweaked it a little bit. But I love his role, and I'm kind of biased, even though he went to Michigan. But because I was able to cover him, during his time there, it seemed like this is, at this time of his career, the perfect spot for him with this Denver Nugget team.
He knows a couple of the assistant coaches and thought that would be a great fit. Derek Jones Jr. takes a spill, but able to recover. It only hurts when you don't have the ball, it appears, as Jones goes right to the rim and lays it in. 84-76 Denver. Clippers have been outscored 21-8 here in the third. Nuggets 6 of 8 from the field. Clippers 4 of 11. Hardaway Jr. straight away. And he is 48% on the year on wide open threes. I think that would qualify for that, and it's now 87-76.
But that was a prime example of, with Coach Popovich used to say 0.5 seconds or, make a decision with the ball. And that's what Jokic did both times and got a positive result offensively for the Nuggets because of that.
Jokic wastes little time and knocks down a three. You mentioned that he, the 0.5 rule, make a pass, make a shot. Nobody has more touches in the league and a less time of possession in the league than Jokic. He's just a wizard with the ball. 10 to shoot. Harden pounding it on the deck. His team down by 14. A 24-point turnaround since the Clippers led by 10. Harden hoisting it up, looking for a whistle. Not going to get it. Shot clock violation. Denver ball.
334 Clippers. 33 Nico Batum. Substitution for John
That
Collins.
time it's the cautious closeout by John Collins just gives enough space for Jokic to line it up.
Hardaway Jr. misses everything. Harden the rebound. James on the move, forcing the issue, trying to get something going here in the third for the Clippers. Still 5 minutes to play, and Denver has 90 points already on the board.
James Harden goes to the line for 2. 30-second officials timeout.
Officials take a 30-second timeout. It looks like Spencer Jones may be a bit nicked up. And again, Denver comes in at 8-2, Clippers at 3-7. Hey, level up your next Clippers game day with a private suite at Intuit Dome. Enjoy all-inclusive access, perfect for a night out with friends, family, or clients. Book your single game suite rental at clippersuites.com. Derek Jones seems to be okay. He'll be returning to Dallas on Friday. It's really where he had bounced around. We'll talk more about it on Friday. He bounced around the league, found a nice home, unfortunately, at the Clippers' expense back in 2024 in that playoff series. The Clippers go into their bench unit here, and this was a unit that did some damage. I don't know if they can rekindle that magic, but Batum and Sanders are out there. Jordan Miller will check in at some point in time in the fourth quarter, I would imagine, but those guys really had some kind of synergy out there. And it whittled that 10-point deficit into a 10-point lead. There is Miller in his first game this year. Had been dealing with a hamstring injury. Thankful for him, you got to be ready. And the Clippers have had their fair share of injuries. He was not available for some of those injuries. Now he is, and he made really good use of his time as Lopez checks in.
The key to the last 5 minutes of this quarter one, you take care of the basketball. You have positive possessions on the offensive end, meaning you get shots up. And more importantly, too, keep this Denver team off the free throw line. Right now, they're 7 for 8, and that's just too easy by Bruce Brown. Nobody picked up Bruce Brown. Brook Lopez was stuck in the middle, like, who has him? And at that point, when they realized that he was shooting a floater over the top.
First bucket for Brown. It's 92-78 Denver. Swarming defense. Jokic, the deflection, runs the show. Plays catch with Watson down the lane off the window. You mentioned his soft touch. My goodness. Nikola Jokic, 44 points in 27 minutes. Denver 94, Clippers 78.
The defense turns to offense in transition.
News in the NBA this week. The Dallas Mavericks have fired GM Nico Harrison yesterday as part of the ongoing fallout from the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade that stunned the NBA back in February. Fans loudly chanting this season to fire Nico, and the franchise currently has co-interim GMs. Now the Clippers will start their upcoming road trip in Dallas on Friday. By the way, Dallas 3-9 on the season after losing at home to Phoenix tonight, but not a good situation there in Dallas, is it?
Hasn't been since that day, to be honest, in February of last year. But that was a move that had to be made. The fans were just, and I agree with the fans, they needed it to be done. How about Lopez knocking down a three? We'll talk more about Dallas on Friday. Brook Lopez now cuts the lead down to 13. And as large as 16 here for Denver. Lopez with 8 points off the bench. Jokic singly covered by Lopez. Fades and fires and fills it up. I mean, he's got 48 with 3 minutes to play in the third. Lopez, another three. Rebound back tap nicely by Sanders. He goes back into the corner. Back up three en route, in and out. Good effort there by Derrick Jones Jr., but it's taken away by Denver. Jokic once again runs the show. Watson inside. They'll go to the line for a couple.
A good effort that time on offensive glass by DJ, not able to get it, but that deep dribble handoff allows Peyton Watson to turn the corner. And when you have a center like Jokic, if you don't pick him up earlier to make him pick up the dribble, at least turn his back, he's going to waltz his way below the three-point line, closer to the free throw line, and either go into his action or that dribble handoff. And now, as a defender, you're going to be caught behind the potential ball handler, and one dribble, that ball handler is right at the rim. And that's the challenge when you play against Nikola Jokic, in particular in transition, if you don't pick him up early. You got to meet him early.
Watson misses the first and the second, but Jamal Murray with the rebound. Strawther, the three. And Jordan Miller clears it for the Clippers, 98-83. Denver, 2:40 to play in the third. Miller around Jokic, a whistle and a foul. It's just the third for Denver. I think they're going to say that is
Two shots.
They said that he was on the gather.
I like it.
It's a clever move by Miller. Over the line for a couple.
Yeah, and smart play, even when he got buried behind the rim, to continue to try to shoot it up once he heard the whistle.
Well, programming alert. Catch Golic and Golic at their new time at 12:30. Then stick around for something brand new. At 2:30, our very own Stan Verrett takes over with Countdown Live. Stan brings you breaking news and the latest updates ahead of the night's biggest games. Golic and Golic at 12:30, followed by Countdown Live at 2:30, only on FanDuel Sports Network. 1 out of 2 for Miller. 98-84. Denver in control. Jokic with 48, gives to Murray the 3, rings the rim. It's been an off night for Murray. He's just 2 for 11 with 5 points. But Jokic has more than made up for it. Harden the 3.
Harden tried to bait the official into giving him a foul on that, but they were not fooled. And watch Jokic just draw people.
2 minutes remaining.
Jokic on Sanders, whistle foul. Will go right back to the free throw line.
But knowing when you're at on that real estate, and what I mean by that is where Jokic was able to post up at, immediately, watch where he's at. You got Sanders deep, but look where he's at. So much room to the baseline before the double team gets there. Boom, he's into his move.
Well, the talk around Jokic, and I've not heard from him, is that, you know, he might play a few more years and go back to his homeland, and, you know, his true first love is his horses. A lot of jokes are made, but that is accurate. But his game, his brain, he could play this game for another 10 to 12 years into his 40s and still be a guy that you fear on a nightly basis. I don't know if he's going to put up 50 points in 29 minutes like he's just done, but he is a guy that can just make things happen for everybody out on the floor. He's a joy to watch. I certainly hope he continues to have a love for basketball, because I love watching him play, except, of course, on nights like tonight.
Yeah. But, you know, it's interesting, too, because his mindset is, I love to play the game. I'm not trying to be MVP. I'm not trying to be the best. I'm just trying to help my team win and win big, okay? And I think that ease of mind, plus playing in Denver, not having the same kind of pressure that it would be in one of these bigger markets or the franchises that, you know, have a lot of pressure year in and year out to win. That combination allows him to be Jokic, a good offense that time. That's the offense we saw from this second unit in the second quarter, where the ball was moving side to side.
Jordan Miller in his first game. We talk about staying ready. How about this? His first game after a hamstring injury suffered later in the preseason. He's got 12 points in 13 minutes. Jokic goes to work. The double is late. He spins away, and it's a video game for him right now. 52.
Yeah, but he knew Brook Lopez was coming on his right side. He was just setting Sanders up so he can fake and get to what's coming from his left side and get to his shot on the other side. That's all it was.
Miller on the right wing this time. He's just playing around the world. Miller with 15. And the Clippers cut the lead down to 12. Miller on a two-way contract after basically getting waived right before Summer League. He was given the option to go home. He said, no, I'll play. He's a good guy that way. And the Clippers found a way to get him back on a two-way deal. And he's been great here tonight in his first game. Bogdanovich to pull up 3, going 2 for 1. Not there. Left a little meat on the bone, but Jamal Murray's not going to push it. Clippers trail by 12. We'll have the ball to start the fourth quarter as well. Jokic sees Watson cutting and finishing. 104-90. Denver out in front. Shot clock is turned off for James Harden and the Clippers. Harden thought maybe it was a double dribble from our vantage point, but instead it's a whistle and a foul. Denver had one to give. Wait a second.
They called on Brook. Yep. I thought that was a call.
Now Murray full steam ahead. The floater ahead of the horn. It's a tough sequence. 106-90 Denver as we move to the fourth quarter. Some work to do here in the fourth quarter, but we have witnessed some greatness tonight with Nikola Jokic. You see Denver 43 points in the third. Jokic on 17 of 22 shooting has 52 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Another incredible night. He came in with great form in his last 5, averaging 32 and getting 12 and 12. Bogdanovich misses on the 3 to start the fourth quarter. Denver rebounds.
It's interesting, too. Jokic's shot per game is down. His usage rate is about the same. Like you said, the supporting cast is much better and deeper than in passing. That's one of them right there, Valanciunas inside. And how you build that roster is very important around your superstar. You need cutters, shooters, defensive players, and Jokic will do the rest.
Miller. And Bogdanovich turns it over. Gordon is off to the races. Sanders comes in, strips it.
It goes out of bounds. It's last touch by the Clippers, but what a play by the rookie.
And that's how you stay in favor with the coaching staff. Don't take it for granted that this, and he got off arm too. I mean, oh my God, you talked about
what a great strip. I didn't see anything.
Unbelievable. And listen, the forearm is part of the ball. That's a new rule. Emphasized this year. Oh man.
Good on Aaron Gordon for not like overly complaining about it. He was clearly fouled. Watson on the wing.
When you're up 18, you know, sometimes you don't complain as much or as hard.
Bogdanovich finds Batum, flashes the leather, then pulls the trigger and knocks it down. And Nico Batum with his first bucket. Clippers cut the lead down to 15, 10:35 to play in the game.
Well, it's a 5-possession game, so you chip away at it. One stop at a time, one positive possession at a time offensively. Shot or get yourself to the free throw line. That allows you to set your defense.
Valanciunas backing down on Zoo. A fadeaway for Valanciunas. We have seen everything from him over the years. There was a game where he made 7 straight threes. Now fadeaways. He puts Denver back out in front by 17. Sanders in the corner for 3. Watson the rebound. Murray directing traffic. Pulls up on the elbow, lets it fly from 15. It's a friendly fire inside. Ball stays with Denver.
2 players around it, don't communicate. Ends up going out of bounds after a really good defensive possession. Contested shot on Murray. Not able to reap the benefits of it by securing that defensive rebound.
Murray gets Batum to bite. Whistle will send him to the line for a couple. You were mentioning how you build your team around a superstar like Jokic. We mentioned that Michael Malone was relieved of his duties, 3 games left in the regular season. So was the front office. Calvin Booth, who had studied mid-market teams like San Antonio, trying to figure out longevity. I think they kind of knew with that second apron coming up that is such a tough mechanism to keep a dynasty together. And David Adelman found out, part of that coaching staff with Michael Malone, they had to let some key pieces go. Well, now they've brought some pieces in. They put Michael Porter Jr., he's now in Brooklyn. That opened up some space for guys like Bruce Brown's return. Cam Johnson was part of that trade, bringing in Valanciunas. So now they have more depth. I thought they had an incredible offseason. And they will be on the short list of contenders all year. And we knew from last year, going 7 games with Oklahoma City with the thinnest bench maybe in the league, they went 7 games with Oklahoma City. That's a team that I think could absolutely do some damage in the postseason against the reigning champs, as Zoo has it blocked and Denver recovers.
Well, keep in mind, too, during that transition period, Tim Conley leaves, okay, goes to Minnesota and creates a monster over there in the Timberwolves. So you had to reset. Now, it was his players who basically that he brought in that won the title, okay? And Calvin Booth had some heavy shoes to fill right there from that perspective, but it looks like, I ain't gonna say it looked like, it is, this Denver team is, I think everybody knew coming in that on paper it looked pretty good. How it would come together was one thing. And the new pieces outside of Cam Johnson and his shooting have just seamlessly fit right into what the coaching staff probably envisioned.
Cam Johnson, known as a shooter, he was kind of the big piece that they sent Michael Porter Jr. Reminder, the Nuggets are 8-2. Cam Johnson is shooting 8 of 37 from 3. Murray, by the way, knocks down the 3, and it's 115-93 in favor of Denver. First half was a bit of a joyride for the Clippers, certainly the second unit, in particular Jordan Miller. Miller has 15 in the game. Bogdanovich fades and fires and knocks it down. And Bogdanovich now with 8 points. Ty Lue was asked before the ballgame, is there a path which he gets back into the rotation? He said yes, and here we are. Bogdanovich has played 12 minutes, is a +4 in those minutes he's played. Murray, the guarded 15-footer. Valanciunas tied up by Sanders. Whistle foul will put, I believe he'll go to the free throw line if they say that is a second effort or is on the floor. No free throws for Valanciunas. Gordon sealing off Miller and just maneuvering his way to the rim, able to lay it in. Aaron Gordon now with 18. It's 117-95. Miller, another catch and shoot 3. Same result. Jordan Miller with 18. And if there's a bright spot here tonight, you're looking right at it. Gordon. Tries to go to work on Miller. Sanders comes up from above, knocks it free, whistle foul.
That foul is number 4. Kobe Sanders, that is his 6th personal, 4th team.
Maintain spacing. A lot of players are, especially when you're getting extended time, you kind of are antsy a little bit. And what I mean by that, you don't maintain your spacing on the perimeter. You crowd the lane a little bit more, take away driving lanes. But Jordan Miller's done an excellent job of being patient. He's been disciplined. And as a result, when teams overhelp, he's been the recipient of those open shots and been able to finish it off. And speaking of which, you Jinx is saying he was quiet a little bit, and Murray said, no, I'm still here, if they need me. And here he rejected the screen, and Bogey was kind of in between, not really helping or cutting off the drive, probably thinking about the pass to his right. And Zoo couldn't get there in time to take away that shot.
Well, Murray, it has been a quiet night for him. He's 5 for 16. He does have 15 points. Came into this game averaging 22 on very efficient numbers, 48% overall from the field.
Well, they're the only team, or maybe it's one of 2 that 3 starters average 20. I believe it is.
Zoo inside, big finish. And Bogdanovich with the assist. Murray draws a double team. Good read by Valanciunas. A play that we've seen Ivica Zubac make from time to time. 3 is offline. We have a whistle and a foul. 6:44 to play in the game. Denver by 20.
Kia, and you probably guessed it. Some guy wearing the jersey 15 who kind of really loves horses, but plays the game of basketball pretty good. I mean, 7 for 22, 5 for 6 from behind the arc, 13 for 14 behind the free throw line. He only had 6 assists, so he's not really that good because of that. But he kept him.
No triple-double for you tonight,
that's
Nikola
right.
Jokic.
Who you think you were. But, I mean, but it's just, I mean, we've been blessed in this time period to see some amazing basketball players, okay? We love our Clippers. We love what we're doing, but you got to give homage to those who are playing, because that's what the sport is all about. Competitive, you want the best to play. You want to play against the best, but you honor the best while they're playing. And
I don't like to honor him on nights like this when we play him, but my goodness, man.
You mentioned Jokic. We've seen playoff Kawhi go crazy, which is a whole nother kind of vibe. We've seen Harden put up 50 here. It's really a special time in the league.
It really is, man. And it's, you know, different types of players, different kind of players.
And it's funny. I mean, Jokic is a different type of player who's putting up crazy numbers. Like, there's nobody really like him before him. You could say Arvydas Sabonis, you could mention Bill Walton, but the things that he does with the three-point shooting and running the show and playing the point guard as Batum knocks down the three. It's just been a lot of fun to watch him from afar.
You know what I said about Wemby, right? So I said the closest comparison to me is Ralph Sampson. I said, but Wemby was 5.0. I would say that Jokic is the 5.0 of Arvydas. The young Arvydas, when he was in Russia, was just a dominant force. Now, you weren't shooting, you know, 8, 9 3-pointers a game, but they ran the offense through him. He could pass like no other. Strong, powerful, soft touch. So that's, to me, Arvydas 5.0.
He has a chance to lead the league in assists, lead the league in rebounds. That's never happened before. His numbers, his line that he put up last year, statistically speaking, with points, free throws, percentages, had never happened before.
And he'll be the first center to lead the league. And just think how great Wilt was for a number of years with his assist totals, but never led the league. This could be the first of what we see as center leading the lead in assists.
For some odd reason, he is at the scorer's table ready to check in.
Which is weird because it's on a back-to-back and he's already played, and it's 31. Listen, man, ain't no way he's coming back to the game. If I'm Adelman, he's in the locker room already icing up. Okay, we'll talk to you when we get in there. And he's looking at me like, man, is you crazy?
I'm just going to say this to say this. He has 6 assists. Is he looking for a triple-double? He is not the kind of guy that is hunting for that kind of statistic whatsoever. So it's really bizarre.
I would love to ask. I would love to ask down the line if I get another Denver game. I mean, outside of what we do, specifically what he was thinking.
I'll just text him at the next time out.
Oh yeah, you got it like that. That's beast.
Bruce Brown misses on the 3. 122 to 103.
That's Cam Christie.
Christie, a late arrival into this game, but Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller got in there back in the first quarter. Lopez the fadeaway off the window and in. Brook Lopez with 10 off the bench. It's 122 to 105. There is still 5 minutes to play. We've seen crazy things happen. We would need to see a lot of crazy here in Inglewood right now.
Still a lot of possessions in this game, though. I mean, we've seen it.
Kobe Sanders did foul out of the game. That's why Cam Christie might be in there right now. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Goes back to the Clippers. 4:51 to play.
I would say this, that the 5 players on the court are going to play hard. So that gives you some positive energy right there. It's just getting into your offense quick, getting high-quality shots here, plus, of course, getting stops from the defensive end. And here's one right there.
He just has a way to score. Yep. He really does, and it's been fun to watch. He's made a lot of threes. He's made 5 threes tonight, but in his 2 years prior, only 9 total. So that's not necessarily his staple. He is great at getting into the rim, as you can see right there. Clippers still down by 15. Watson. Brown misses inside, but there is Jokic. 54 points for Nikola Jokic on 18 of 23 from the field. I would not mind seeing a lot of plays run for Bogdanovic to break off the rust, get him into some kind of rhythm. We mentioned just a moment ago that there is a chance. There's a fan on the court. Look at him go. Take him down.
It's unnecessary, man. Unnecessary. And I guarantee you somebody bet him that he won't do it or something like that. And I'm not all for violence, but if he'd have got body slammed, I wouldn't be mad. I'm just telling you, man, because if you do stupid things happen to you. You know, play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, my man. You know what I mean?
I won't lie, I got some stupid prizes back in the day. Murray, two-man game with Jokic, whistle foul. And free throws coming here with 3:48. I am kind of puzzled as to why Jokic is still out there right now. I say this in a game that I think is going to be pretty difficult for the Clippers to come back. I hope nobody gets hurt.
Me neither. Yeah, how about this? Back-to-back games, right? So he's 18 for 23 right now. We're talking about Jokic. He was 16 for 19 last night. 16 for 19. So he's missed 3 shots last night, and he's missed 5 currently. 8 shots in the last 2 nights, and he's played 33 minutes tonight, and he played
32 last
32.
I will say this: it was a few years ago. The Clippers played him right before Black Friday, maybe the day of Black Friday. So it's 2022. Jokic on Sunday had tested positive for COVID.
Right.
Wasn't able to play, able to rejoin his team a couple of days later. It was towards the end of his diagnosis. On the Tuesday, Wednesday games, they both went into overtime. He played something like 50, 55 minutes in that game, then another 42 minutes in the next game. Comes in on Friday, a week after having COVID, and destroys the Clippers, playing 30 minutes. That's all he needed to play in that game, as they were just completely dismantled. Now, Jokic will take a seat. And we got a timeout on the floor. 125-107 Denver. Let's take a look at the Kaiser proven outcomes. And if you are a stat nerd, and there are many of you out there, you will appreciate these numbers. They don't look dramatic, but it's telling. You can see free throws attempted. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It continues to stay there. Possessions against the press. You're seeing a lot more pressing. You say it's only, 4.5. It's a lot. For the Clippers, it feels like it's every single possession. And then the offensive rebounds as well. Second chance points have gone up from a year to year. It's interesting. It's just a different type of game these days.
It is, and the free throw attempts. Now, is that a product of really good offense, or teams, guys reaching a lot more, committing fouls, getting teams in the penalty early? Depending on who you talk to, you'll get a different answer.
So the benches have now emptied for the Denver Nuggets. Strawther for 3. The rebound goes to Lopez coming up on the 3-minute mark. Clippers will hit the road. Starting on Friday, 11 of their next 13 away from Inglewood. Dallas, Boston, Philly, Orlando, Charlotte, Cleveland. And then the game in downtown Los Angeles against the Lakers. Come home for Memphis, Dallas, and then go right back out to the East Coast. Miami, Atlanta, Memphis, Minnesota, Oklahoma City. It's going to be a tough road. Ty, you can see his frustration during our media availability. As Cam Christie will go to the free throw line for a couple.
Well, it's tough, too, from a coaching perspective. And you're going to see this gauntlet of a schedule here. Is you want to implement defense, offense. You want your best players on the court to see how things work, because when you have that, the offense, offense works differently. The defense works differently when your star player is in the game. And when you don't have it, you kind of plugging pieces in, and then Brad Beal goes out, who you anticipated would be a big part of what this offense was ultimately going to be. So, yeah, every team has to kind of deal with it in some aspect, but it just seems like as soon as the Clippers get a little bit of momentum, something happens that kind of derails that momentum, and you kind of have to start, not starting over, but you're 2 or 3 steps behind, and that's a tough ask in the Western Conference, man.
It gets late early out west.
Yes, it does.
It is not friendly. Jordan Miller, incredible night for Jordan tonight. And again, his first game this season on a 2-way deal. And Lawrence Frank couldn't sing his praises enough about the kind of character that this guy has after getting that tough news in the summer about being waived. And his first game back here tonight puts up a career high 21 points, 5 threes, 6 of 8 shooting. It's his second free throw to go. And as I've mentioned before, he's a very likable, self-aware guy, knows what he needs to work on, knows how tough the league is, and just continues to work and work. And easy guy to cheer for, especially tonight. Jalen Pickett, the 3 on the wing, is good. And Denver's going to improve to 9-2 on the year. Undefeated in November. Bogdanovich, the 3 is good. Inside of 2 minutes to play. You mentioned it's a grueling schedule, but in theory, not that the Clippers are world beaters right now, but there are seemingly some winnable games on that schedule. Brown, great position inside, creating the space and laying it in. And Kobe Brown able to get his first bucket of the night, 128 to 116. Hunter Tyson, a rhythmic 3. And Cam Christie, the rebound. Cam Christie will see his brother Max when we get to Denver, or beg your pardon, Dallas on Friday. Lopez, a 3. Minute to play in this one. Pickett described as having an old man game.
Yes.
Able to set up Straw there right there.
Yeah, I covered him at Penn State. And so what coaching staff did, they had him operate around the free throw line, mid-post, undersized, but he had a lot of post move, tricky, old school, up and unders. I got him playing the point here in Denver.
He got some time late in the season last year.
He did.
Zeke Naji inside, plays back up top to Pickett. A whistle, a travel, and a turnover. And the Clippers will have the last active possession of this game. 130 to 116. It was a 43-point third quarter that really kind of was the difference. If you're just joining us, Clippers played a really nice first half. Second unit came in, third unit came in even, and really put up some points. In particular, Jordan Miller, career night for him. That'll be the final shot of the game. And the Clippers will fall to 3-8 on the year. Denver improves to 9-2 with a 130-116 win here in Inglewood. Clippers head out of the road tomorrow morning, and they'll be in Dallas Friday for a tilt against the Mavericks. Your final score, Nuggets by 14, 130-116.
Max One Music. music.